at all. I was like, oh, and I've really been intentional the past week about journaling every morning. If you guys, I don't want to spend the whole call on this, but if you guys have not jumped on the whole human design train, I'm not one to jump on woo-woo trains. I really would like to be a woo-wooer, and I've tried. I mean, like I've got these crystals sitting on my desk that Laura frankly gave me. I really love people's energy that love that stuff, and I just haven't quite been able to grasp all of it. Like, I don't want to do it just because it's a trend. I want to do it because I genuinely believe in it. So hopefully one day I can actually use this stage sitting next to me. But I got my human design read or whatever, and I didn't really look it up or look what it was about. But my coach that I work with is currently obsessed with it. She just hired Andrea's like spiritual energetic coach. Andrea into it. Anyway, every time we have our calls, she will, because I know I'm a manifesting generator, she will be like, well, this is what you do. And it's like 150% on point. And now I'm like curious AF about it. So just side note, if any of that like intrigues you, all you have to do is Google it, like Google human design. You need to know, you have to put in your name, the city you were born in, the time of your birth, which I had to call my mom, and I was like, just give me an estimate in the year you were born. And it pops up this weird looking, like all these lines, which I don't even understand what all of it means, but then it'll say what you are. It'll say you're a projector, you're a manifesting generator, you're an emotional solar plexus, like all these big words. So you can either buy a book that really goes in depth, or you can just Google what is a manifesting generator, what is an emotional plexus, and it'll just give you like a blur. But it's crazy when you find out what you are, because so far everything I've learned about a manifesting generator is totally true. And my point of this is going to relate to the call tonight, is that once you know kind of who you are, and I think a lot of us, we have certain characteristics about our personality, but when it's explained for us, it's like someone coming to you and being like, Laura Ogle, you are A, B, C, D, and E, and when you're in this situation, you act like this. If you did this, you have a better. It's like somebody basically telling you how to like crush your life, right? Like I was like, where was this 3 years ago when I started coaching? But since I've been learning more about it and working with Olivia, one thing that has really been a theme of my life all week is how extremely blessed I feel to have hung around in network marketing for 3 years. If any of you caught Andrea's call on Monday, I don't usually jump on the Misfit call, guilty, only because this is our team. Thursday nights are my priority. If I'm up at 9 o'clock on Mondays, I hop on. If not, I'll catch on replay, but I happen to be awake and I jumped on. You should go back and listen to it. I think anything Andrea says is amazing. And the reason is because I think we're very, 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 very blessed to be in her downline. She made a comment on Monday night and she said, newer coaches, veteran coaches, if you're coming into this and you want the popularity, you want to be like Beachbody famous, if you want the notoriety, that's great. But I'm here to tell you 9 times out of 10, that's going to be short-lived and you're going to get burnout. So I'm here to tell you that I've been successful. So-and-so's been successful. Like, she's naming people I've never heard of. So the point of her call was she's been asked to read this book by a Beachbody coach who I haven't heard of. I literally would have to go back and listen to the beginning of her call to write his name down. But it's about building a legacy in Beachbody, not getting to 5-star in 6 months, not hitting top 10 in your first year. Not that any of that is not incredible, but that's not the norm. And I think so often we hear these national wake-up calls and we, remember when Katie spoke on our call and we all went and followed her on Instagram? We were just like, oh my God, like she's so relatable, she's so whatever. And she was at the beginning, but now, not Katie, now she's just like all those other instant famous coaches to me. And I had to unfollow her because she breathes Beachbody. Like, that's all she does. Sun up to sundown, that's all she does. And she might say that's not all she does, but that's her life. And that's how she's gotten successful so fast, because she eats, breathes, and sleeps Beachbody. And for some people, that might be their thing, and that's great. That's great, right? But I think as a new coach, as a getting like in the middle coach, you still put those people on a pedestal and you go and want to do what they're doing because you want the success, right? And we have all been around for a while. And there's something so beautiful in letting go of all of that notoriety, letting go of the expectation of when I need to hit something, letting go of Success Club, letting go of rank. Like, all this came out of Andrea's mouth on Monday, and I was just like, thank you for being honest. Because I think what's so amazing about Andrea is that she's showing you from a business perspective. Like, even though she's opened other ventures, it doesn't make her dislike Beachbody anymore. She loves being a Beachbody coach. But she went into that loving what we do, but she was like, this is going to be an incredible business opportunity, you know? And she started making a brand for herself from the beginning. Not, I'm Beachbody and then I'm a coach. Like, I'm Andrea Crowder, and here's the tool I have in my tool bag. Okay. I'll come down and help you with the rest when I'm finished, okay? You can just relax here right now. And I remember when I first started, I kind of put Andrea up on a pedestal a little bit. You know, I was very timid in my life. I was not a leader. I was very much a follower. I was very excited to be included in a team, because you guys have heard me talk about that. I never felt like I fit in anywhere, even though I had a lot of friends. And I looked at her as this, like, you know, I mean, here she is, she's successful and she's beautiful and she's have all these things, and you meet her in real life and she's just like us, like she's just normal. And then you get to a point where you're in groups with her and you're in private chats with her and you can meet with her and have a drink, and it's not a big deal because she's just Andrea Crowder. And there's something beautiful about finding that comfort as a coach by hanging out in this business for so long. Because you know what? I think I could probably look at all of you right now and know that we've all had those months where we're just like, I'm over this. I'm over social media. We're never over Beachbody. We're just like, I'm over this. I'm going to step away for a little bit. I love you guys. I love this team. And we always come back. But you know why? Is because the reason we're here is so deeply rooted that it doesn't matter if we go away for a few months. It doesn't matter. We've always built you guys up as a dynamic force, as to not find your worth as a coach in Success Club and rank. Of course, all those accolades are beautiful. I love waking up and seeing a random Success Club point. But you know what is way more fun now is having them come because I'm ready to receive them, not because I'm sitting up every gosh darn night doing a motherfucking power hour and hating what I'm doing and stressing it. And I was trying to figure out a way to eloquently talk to you guys about this tonight, because that stuff in the beginning, if you think about as a newbie coach, that stuff is fun. Like, you're excited to do a power hour because you don't even know what the hell a power hour is, you know? And so I'm not saying that that stuff isn't worth it. It's worth it in the beginning, because you have to gain a following, you have to grow your network, you have to get people to know, like, and trust you. But all of us have gotten there. So now that we have a following that know, like, and trust us, now we can just have so much fun with this business, because it all gets to be what we're ready to do, what we're ready to receive, what we're open and ready to do. And I was talking about this today because I feel very open right now. Like, I've been journaling every morning. I'm open and ready to receive new clients. I'm in a season of my life that I'm ready to receive new clients. But I still don't want to reach out to people. And it's not because I don't want to invite them, but I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like I've put in my time. I've put in my power hours. I've put in the follow-ups. I've put in the hustling. I truly believe that my audience knows, likes, and trusts me. So the right people are going to come to me at the right time. And if that means I don't hit Success Club for a few months, but I continue to show up every day as an energetic match for those people that I want to come to me, it'll happen. It'll happen in its right time. I don't know when. Maybe I'll blow up in January. Maybe I'll blow up in June. But it doesn't matter, because I think so often before, and now that I know that I'm a manifesting generator, what I would do before is if I say I wanted to, okay, we're going to host a challenge group on the 10th of the month, and I'm going to launch it the first week, and I'm going to make incredible posts, and I'm going to breadcrumb like a boss, and I'm going to open it up to 10 people, right? And then on the Sunday before the group, I'm going to close it. Okay, say I didn't get my 10 people. Okay, instead of being like, which is where I feel like I can do now that I understand why I did what I did. Before I would be like, Laura, okay, maybe we need to, and who can attest? I will have a day where I'm just like, I'll mother, but I won't ever have a game plan. I won't ever like have an action plan. It's just all ideas, right? And then the next day I'm like, what did I talk about? Like, have no fucking clue. And because I'm a visionary. I can see it. Like, I can see what the group will look like. I can feel the energy in the group. But I don't have a strategic plan because I don't stop. Now I know I have to stop and sit on an idea and let it manifest. Think about it for a few days, meditate on it, journal on it, and then my intuition will tell me what to do next. Instead of me trying to execute an idea right away, and then it all falls flat. And that's a huge thing I've learned about myself because I've always been like, I'm squirrel brained, I procrastinate. Well, now I know why I'm that way. And so now I know when I have a high energetic day and I'm super passionate about the business and I have a great idea about a challenge group idea or something, instead of exploding it into Laura and Laura, I need to sit on it because I need to figure out how to execute it. Because the reason that my launches weren't working or maybe didn't work before was not because I wasn't open and ready to receive. It's because I hadn't thought out the entire process. Like, I have to show up the way I want my clients to show up. And if I show up excited one day, but then kind of like not consistent the rest of the days, then that's how they're going to show up. Does that make sense? And so now I'm in a season where I'm like, you know what? I don't really have an intuition of how many people I want to help. I don't have a goal. And how stressful did that used to be? And I'm sorry that we put that on you because that's just the way we were taught. It was like, what's your goal this month? Let's beat last month. And what's your scary goal? And oh God, SD 50. Who wants to recruit that many people a month? Like, for real. Like, I remember you would see these high numbers and we'd share it with each other because we'd be like in awe. But in reality, how can you support 100 new coaches a month? Not with the systems we have in place, not without assistance, not without something, like, we wouldn't know what to do with that. So the universe is obviously not going to bring that to us, right? But we wouldn't know any of that unless we had hung it out. Unless we had hung it out. That sounds weird. Is that the right phrase? Hung it out? I feel like that's like, hang it out. Stick it out. That's what it is. I knew that sounded funny. But if we hadn't stuck it out for a year or 2 years or 3 years, none of that would make sense to us. And how often do we see people push, or they're in the Misfit page and they're like, I'm pushing for this, or I've hung around for this long, and then they just quit because they're so devastated and broken because they think they failed. But guess what? We're all freaking winners because we're still sitting here showing up to team calls on Thursdays, chatting like a boss every single day, getting excited about new launches because at the end of the day, we're obsessed with Beachbody. We love everything it stands for. We can't wait to go to Super Saturday. We can't wait to see each other at Summit. We love the entire camaraderie about all of this. And I know that we could sit down, each and every one of us, and make a list about why we're here. And so there's something so special about the longevity in this business. And I think that you can utilize that as a tool when you're recruiting new coaches. And it's a way to tell them, okay, I've been in this business for a year or 2 years and I'm still an emerald. So what? So what? Because you know what? If you really wanted to be diamond, you have the resources to get there. It's not a lack of that you're not a good enough coach. And something else came up today when I was talking to Olivia. And beginning of the year this year, I had my highest months in Beachbody. I was reaching goals that I had pushed for so long, and everything was great. But I also had put out to the universe that I was going to quit my job at the end of the year. Like, I literally came home from work one night and went live and was like, I'm done with nursing. Like, I'm done. I'm quitting by December of 2018, right? Of course, the universe was like, all right, let's build your business. I recruited like 4 or 5 coaches in January. Like, it was insane. At that time, I didn't see it that way. I didn't understand that much about the law of attraction. I didn't accept that idea. I just figured it was from hustling or power houring, or the fact that I had done Josh Coach's training in November. Maybe it was a residual effect. I don't know. But now looking back, I am. I swallowed my fear and pride that night and was like, I don't care who sees this on Facebook. If my boss sees it, if my coworkers see it, I'm done with nursing. And then when I got this job working from home, there was all this resistance that came back in again, because I was like, I don't get my job anymore. It would be really dumb for me to walk away from the paycheck I am getting to sit on my couch. And I mean, not that a monkey could do it. Like, I needed my degree. I needed my experience to be able to do what I do now effortlessly, because I have the knowledge. But I never appreciated that. I was in such a bad place with nursing at the beginning of the year that I didn't look and be like, oh, you went to school for 6 years. You have 2 degrees. Like, honor that for a second. Like, honor the fact that you've worked really hard to get where you are. And just because you put it out there in January that you wanted to quit nursing, there is nothing motherfucking wrong about changing your mind. And I was scared to share that for a while. And I felt like I still had to show up on social and still had to show up for you guys, because I had people that would be like, oh my God, I see you working out. I'm so proud of you. Proud of you for following your dreams. I'm so proud of you. Like, how many more months? Have you quit yet? And when I went working from home, people were like, oh, you must, like, because I used to like Instagram every day when I would like walk from my car, and people would be like, oh, are you working from home now? And like, did you get your full-time Beachbody coach now? And it was like, what do I say? And then what happened? My business slowed down. I lost Diamond, because even though I hadn't publicly come out and said it, my energetic match was, I don't hate my job anymore. I don't necessarily want to be a full-time coach. And again, at the time, I had no idea. But once you get so in tune with that energetic match and your intuition, and you learn more about your human design, you can feel those feelings coming on, and then you can put action behind it. Believe it or not, Andrea Crowder, we're the same. And when she was like, you're actually exactly like me. You're a manifesting generator with an emotional plexus at 1 and 3. And I'm like, wait a second. How in the hell are we the same design? But the reason why Andrea is so successful is because she's learned her personality. And so she knows on the days that her vibes are high, instead of just like going to have kava and going to Target like I would, like do things that really like excite me, she puts intentional action behind her business. So on the days that she's like fog brain or not really feeling, or feeling scattered or feeling lazy, she can unplug and meditate and go get a blowout and not feel like she has to work, because she's working on the days that she feels aligned to work. Does that make sense? And I always thought I was just, I'm never going to be able to get, because that's just who I am. And it was like, God, why am I putting that label on myself? I don't have to be constantly defined as squirrel brain. I can work through this. But there's something powerful about knowing why I'm that way, And, it's kind of like how you believe in Jesus. Maybe the whole human design thing is a bunch of crock of shit. You know what? If I can read a book and it tells me why I am the way I am and what I can do to fix it, it's not going to hurt anything. It's definitely only going to make things better, right? So to sum up my call, and then I want you guys to talk, is there is a blessing and longevity in this business. And I think you guys are kind of nodding like, yeah. When you acknowledge that, and when you're like, let me take everything I've learned, the failures, the successes, what can I do now? So now every day I wake up and I'm like, today, like I sit, that's why I never hop on the calls in the morning. I might jump on Zoom at the end, but I have to start my morning with journaling. because my kids are asleep, the house is quiet. And a lot of times I don't have a prompt or anything. I just open my journal and I start writing. And all week I have said, I am open and ready to receive my new clients. I don't know how many I want. I don't have an SC goal. I don't know. But I think it was yesterday, the day before, I was like, hey, Laura, I feel like I want to do a webinar. And we haven't wanted to do one in a while. We haven't felt called to do one. And they were like, oh my God, I love it. So already the fact that the matches are already there, because they could have come back and said, no, it's not the right time or whatever. And, we were all in alignment at the same time. And so now every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I don't have to do anything different. I don't have to come up with a free group. I don't have to do something crazy in Pro to Me project. We know that's a solid thing going. I'm just going to sit and be consistent. Because right now my energy is great. I'm loving working out again after my funk that I was in. I'm getting back doing really well with intentionally getting in my vegetables. Like, things are really good. And I think sometimes we assume as soon as we switch it back on again and we're like, yeah, I'm in coach mode, we expect the SC points to roll in tomorrow. And if they don't, we automatically think we're doing something wrong instead of just sitting in that season, in that moment, and listening every single day. Now, I do ask. I do sit in that quiet and I'm like, what can I do today to show up for my client? And maybe I'll be led to make a post about something. Maybe I'll see something on social media that's exactly how I'm feeling, and I just share that in my story. The universe is going to guide us into what we need to do next. But we don't always have to go and do something. And I think before, at the beginning, or actually not at the beginning, because at the beginning it was fun to do these new things. But when it stopped being new and it started being really fucking annoying, we felt like we had to do those things. We weren't doing it because we wanted to do it. We felt like we had to do it. Were you guys in that point of your business where you're like, I'm really trying to grab on this energetic train, this pink cloud bullshit Andrea keeps talking about, and I try to listen to Abraham. You try to do all the things she's doing to get in your vortex before you power hour to get in your right space, but nothing ever seemed in alignment because you still felt like you had to do those things until you quit doing them for a while, and then you're like, fuck it, I don't care, stop ring, I don't care, whatever. And then you come out of that and you learn, you keep doing PD, something guides you, a call lights you up again, a person lights you up again, a client reaches out to you and they're like, I know I've been quiet, but I think Ogle has a client that doesn't check into the calendar. So one day she was like, I just wanted you to know I've lost 100 pounds. We impact people way more than we know, and that just relights us up again. But it would not, you wouldn't even have any, is ambers the right word? Embers? What it's like when the ashes are kind of just glowing? Embers? You wouldn't even ever have any of those if you walked away, right? We obviously know at any point in time, all of us would still be best friends if you weren't a beach buddy, but you don't want to walk away. Because you're obsessed with it as much as I am, It's as we grow and evolve, we're trying to figure out how to do it in this season of our life. And you really have to stop getting distracted by the noise, because there's always going to be a next best coach. There's always going to be the new up and comer that somehow has come out of the woodworks and is top 2, and you're like, who is she? Doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. There was a coach. Ogle, were you I don't know, maybe it might have been at my first summit. There was it was in Nashville, and her success partner were besties, and it was so cute to see. One of them got nominated. They give out awards. I don't remember what they're called, but they give out a CEO award and I don't know, but one of them won one of the awards. And she called her success partner up on stage, and they did everything together. They were like, me and Laura. They were like, and it was just one of those moments that was so beautiful, because she's like, I couldn't have done this without you. She was super motherfucking successful. She stepped away from Beachbody the following year to create her own fitness app. I remember she came up sponsored on my Facebook one day, and I was like, hold on, that's so-and-so. She walked away, right? Now she's back, which that's going to be hard as shit trying to juggle that, because then she got a following from the app, and I'm sure she got a lot of shit. And And you guys, the bigger you get in Beachbody, the more bullshit you probably have to deal with. Like, I don't follow a lot of top coaches anymore, but occasionally I'll just go and look at their pages and just, I don't know, curious what they're up to, right? So the number one coach right now, Ashley Molstead, she gets hate emails constantly. She's got hundreds of thousands of followers. And I do like her because she's very authentic. She can be a little too authentic for me. Like, I mean, I don't knock her, like, do your thing, boo. But I learned she's not my cup of tea. I thought she was, but she's a little too crude for me. And that says a lot. But I don't shame her for that. Like, I would never email her and be like, I can't believe you said dick in your ass on your Instagram story or whatever. Like, aren't you supposed to be leading this company? But that's the beauty of it. You know, you went from Melanie Mitro, who I don't relate to, but of course I can learn from, to Ashley that couldn't be more completely fucking opposite from her. And she gets hate mail constantly. And she shares it on her social media. And sometimes she's like, fuck you. And other times she's crying because she's like, I don't care how much I work on myself. When someone emails you and is like, die, you fucking bitch, because you're so fat, or whatever they end up saying to her, just because you're top 10, just because you have the notoriety, just because you're Daniel and Tony and you're a double superstar, doesn't mean all the bullshit goes away. The bullshit's still there, probably in an even larger sense. And when I was telling Ogle I was hosting this call tonight, it made me think about my marriage. And it made me think about the fact that we just celebrated 8 years. We've been together for 12. And it started out really fun in the beginning. We're dating. It's super fun, just like in coaching. It's new. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I want to talk about it all the time. I want to share it all the time. I don't care what people think because I'm just like, oh, I'm so in love. And then you hit this, like, we move in together and I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. Like, call off the wedding, knowing I can marry you, you know, but I never walked away because I knew there was something still there. And I knew it was willing to be worked on. And it took a long time for us to work on it. But now that we're on the other side, it's so motherfucking incredible. And that's where I feel about coaching right now. It's like, okay, in the first year it was really great. You know, then me and Jenny had all this stuff. And and for a while that really was a damper on my coaching business. You know, Laura know I had a hard time letting that go. I wanted resolution to that problem. I wanted answers as to why, even just probably the beginning of the year, I still wanted to be like, why did she feel the need to cut me off? Like, why can't she forgive me, even though I didn't do anything to her? And then after a while, I had to let it go. I had to let it go because you know what? I wouldn't be a misfit. I wouldn't have learned so much about being an entrepreneur from Andrea. We wouldn't have met all the incredible women that we would have met. I might not even be here today. And so I had to let it go. And so now I have this sense of release about the Jenny situation. I literally let it go. And I'm going to read a quote that I'm going to actually post when I get off. That kind of sums up what I've been saying. Being calm about everything allows your mind to find solutions. Calmness is also a state of trust. Instead of overthinking and overreacting, surrender to that moment and allow yourself to receive guidance. And I know so many times in my business, my marriage and friendship, you can really relate it to whatever, in my fitness journey, we immediately want to have this knee-jerk reaction. I can remember there's been on the last week of the month, and I've been hustling, and I don't reach Success Club, and I'm left town, or I dropped rank, or you guys know that I went inactive before I even knew what that meant, and I lost thousands and thousands of Emerald Reserve volume because I didn't even know what the fuck any of that was. And for the longest time, I would log into my office and be like, oh, if I had all those thousands of volumes, I'd have all these team cycle bonuses and, whatever. We learn from all of those failures, but it's genuinely believing that we learn from it. I think sometimes it's easy to throw up a post about it like, oh, a failure is never a failure. No, sometimes it feels like a failure unless you have the right internal tools to process that failure, right? I think that's all I have. I hope I made sense. we so one of the things Olivia's been challenging me to do is go live more. And I was like, I never know what to talk about. I always figure it out when I start talking, but I never know what I'm going to talk about. And I said, I think that's part of my problem is I feel like if I do it on my Facebook page, it might go down this rabbit hole of things I want to say, but I don't want certain people to see because I have my boss on there, my coworkers, like teachers from high school, and I don't want to go unfriend them. And it's not that I care who they think I am, but there's a sense of professionalism I'd like to keep with certain people. So she's like, okay, if you feel more comfortable on Instagram, just go on Instagram. Who cares if you can't save your live video and upload it to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you're totally right. I'm overthinking it, right? Does anybody have anything to say? Anything? Anybody?
I can share some stuff that I shared with you and Laura. So, you guys know that I've got like a lot going on right now. No big deal. Kind of have a lot going on. And I accidentally kind of stumbled my way through, I think it was 15 months consecutive of Success Club. And what's funny about that is when I set out, I didn't set out to say like, I'm going to hit Success Club every month. Whenever Kelley, Laura, and I got back from our first summit in August of 2017, right, is when it was, I just felt like, you know what, I feel good about everything in this business and I want to keep going with it and I'm going to do it. And people are just going to come to me or they're not. I'm not going to, hey girl people, I'm not going to cold message people like we were kind of taught to do in the beginning of our business. And I said, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen organically or it's not going to happen because I just don't like to cold message people. And then what do you know, like from August until this past August and then the next few months after, I hit Success Club. And there were very few months in there where I ever even had to send up a follow-up message or reach out to new people at all. People just came to me because of what I was posting and what I was sharing. They wanted in on it. And I think that's beautiful. And then starting in October, it started to get harder because about the end of October until now, my energy is not here. It's not in sharing all the things I used to share and being so in my phone and in my business here with my phone. My energy right now has to be in my present moment, whoever I'm with at the time. So if I'm with my kids, if I'm with my husband, if I'm with my in-laws, or I'm with family that's been in town. I've had family coming in town just about once a month because I'm going to be gone for all of 2019, essentially. That's where my energy is. And last month, it was the end of the month, and I was like, I told Kelley and Laura, I was like, it's the last day of the month, and I'm at Success Club 0. And I mean, of course, it doesn't feel great because I had gone like 15 straight months of hitting Success Club. And I really had to think to myself, like, does it really matter? What was I shooting for? When I set out to build this empire that we're building, it wasn't to hit Success Club every month. It was to help people. And I've helped people. I helped people in November. That's certainly a fact. I just maybe didn't hit a business metric that I thought after so many months of hitting it that I thought was my goal. It really wasn't. And I said, so, I kind of feel like a little bit disappointed, but not really. When I really think about it, my month of November was amazing. I really, had fun with Chubby Mindset and helping the people in that group and helping the people in Priority Me Project. And I spent a lot of time with my family. And I'm okay with that. And the fact that people didn't come to me is a direct reflection. I'm willing to admit it. It's a direct reflection of the fact that my energy wasn't into my social media. You guys can look back on my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm not posting every day in there right now because I just don't. It's just not where I want to be right now. I can't be online and be here in person at the same time. And I think that's where it's important to don't get caught up in a goal because it's something you think you should be going for. Just build it organically and naturally, it's going to those things will happen. The notoriety will come because of you building a true brand around yourself versus like, oh, you know, Transform 20 is on sale, guys. Everybody get it. Da, da, da. You don't have to breathe it down people's throats. It's just going to happen naturally if you show up every day and do your thing and share that with people and be raw and vulnerable with people. So I am officially, I went like over 12 months of keeping diamond. I don't even know how I did that. I was just like, I don't know. I log in every time. I'm still a diamond. That's cool. And then I dropped down to emerald and then ruby and then diamond and I'm back to ruby. And I'm like, I don't care right now. I don't care because I'm not in this right now in my season of life to become a 15-star diamond next month. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to, right now in my life, my goal is to hug and squeeze and love on and be present every single evening with my kids and my husband because I'm not going to be here with them for 9 months or 10 months, whatever it's going to be. So Kelley and Laura kind of helped me work through, and you guys don't even know like all the conversations we have outside of our challenge groups and stuff and the team page, but they helped me work through like the feelings of surrounding that. And it's like, was there really a goal I was going for? Was I going for the notoriety of having my name on 24-month consecutive success club? Like, who fucking cares? On that big thing at Summit where, you know, like, it's like you can't even see the fucking name because it's like as big as my finger. I don't care. That's stupid. I don't give a shit about that. I give a shit about my family and I give a shit about our team and our group. That's where I want to put my energy in. And honestly, right now, I don't have the mental fortitude to bring on even 3 new customers right now. I just don't. I don't have the energy to put into them, to show them how to do their stuff and how to make sure they're starting off right and da-da-da. And the same thing with new coaches. Like Kelley is in a whole different mindset right now where she's like, I'm ready to recruit. That's where my energy is and I'm ready to go. You guys, it's okay that the 3 of us are not always aligned. I'm totally aligned with doing a 4 Simple Actions webinar because I love doing those webinars. It's so much fun. But I'm probably not doing a whole lot of advertising for that webinar between now and January 3rd. I just don't. January 18th, I leave my family from here. Like, that's it. So I don't really care. I'll recruit when I'm there and I don't have my family right in front of me every day. So anyway, all that to say, like, again, it's so true what Kelley's saying is like, you don't get wrapped up in these notoriety type goals that this business is saying you should meet. Do you know what you should do? You should show up because you want to show up because it makes you feel good, show up because you know you're helping people in such a monumental and positive way, and it's helping you. And that's where I think the key is, where Kelley said that we're all so ingrained in this that there's no way we can ever really walk away from this because we're not in this to be top 10 coach. We're not in this to get that notoriety. We're in this because we just really stand behind what this is all about. And I'm never going to stop working out. I'm never going to stop drinking Shakeology. I will never stop drinking the Performance Line. You better believe all of that is true. And you guys can please feel free to send me some fruit punch thingies whenever they come out because you'll get them before I can. But I'm never going to stop doing that. So that's why at the end of the day, no matter days that I have like this, months, it's been months, November, December, January, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be like some superstar recruiter and some superstar, like, it's just not my energy. But I'm also not walking away. And you guys might notice I'm kind of more involved in the team page because I'm not like, my energy isn't like recruit. I'm like, let me just build what we have. That's where I want my energy to go right now. And all that is okay. So don't get caught up in it. Grow it organically. I feel like I was going somewhere else, but I totally lost my train of thought. I'm squirreling over here. Yeah.
But on the other side of that, if you feel like, do you ever hear, I feel like I'm totally like shouting Andrea out, but I swear to God, everything that woman has said, like, that's why she's so massively successful, because she's putting so much spiritual work to get here. Like, you've got to have more than a hustle to hang out in this industry for a long period of time. And so when it's rooted in a spiritual journey or a really deep desire to be doing this. That's where longevity comes in. But she talks a lot about the ping. Listen to the ping. If you see something, hear something, ask yourself something, and your initial internal gut is like you have a hesitation, and then your brain wants to try to well, maybe I can do it, or maybe I can, but your instant gut feeling is uncomfortableness, or the opposite, your instant gut is like butterflies and excitement. You got to listen to that, and it can be very subtle. So here's an example. I know we preach a lot about let it happen organically, but you guys have all the systems in place that if you ever get a ping, so say you're listening to the National Wake Up Call, or say you happen to run across, you don't, this happened to me with Emily Falber. This is what got me my fire relit last month, and I shared it in a team page. I don't follow top coaches anymore, but someone, I think it was Autumn, somebody Beachbody related that I do follow, Carl, Autumn, one of them had shared her story in their story. So I was like, oh, it's Emily. I knew she was pregnant. She was the one that went through a bunch of miscarriages. And I was like, I wonder how her pregnancy is going. And I happened to click on her story. And that day she was doing a very powerful call to action. She literally shared video snippets. I don't know if any of you guys watched it, of when she was depressed.
It was the most awesome call to action post I think I've ever seen.
It was amazing because
it was telling a story.
I know she's a Beachbody coach, and she talked about the container. She was like, and it had music, and it was beautifully done, and it was like, I got asked to be in this test group, and it changed my life, and now here she is pregnant. And I messaged her, and I was like, this is why I'm in this industry. This is why I'm doing this, because that was beautiful. If I wasn't a coach, if I wasn't already on my own fitness journey, I would be messaging you right motherfucking now and be like, whatever you're doing or you did, I need that. Not because I wanted to lose weight, but because I saw on a soul level her journey. It was so beautiful. But my point is, I messaged her and I got to work again. I don't know what I did because it was a month ago, but so what I'm saying is, if that happens to you, if something happens naturally, and maybe you hear a national wake up call and someone starts to talk about their journey to diamond and you get excited, follow that. You don't have to be like, oh, well, the Laura's and Kelley always preach, follow it organically. That's your intuition saying, girl, go chase that. Go chase that. Because there's nothing wrong with having goals. When I've been following, I need to get you in this group. Once you reach Lifetime Diamond, you don't have to, you might not keep it, you might drop, but once you reach Diamond, there's special Facebook groups for your region. So there's a Northeast Diamond something group where they have actual market council people that are employed by Beachbody to help you push goals. And so right now, all these girls in this group are like, who's going to the National Leadership Conference? Because it's in February. And that was one of my goals at the beginning of the year was, I will for sure be 2-star by the end of the year. I will be in Vegas. We talked about it. I looked at hotels. I told my girlfriend that she's now back on the East Coast, but at that time she was in California. I'm going to be here this weekend. Maybe I'll take, it was happening, right? So obviously my energetic match changed since then, but seeing them talk about it has me excited again. And I'm not saying I need to go out and go to the Misfit page or come on a team call and be like, I'm pushing for 2-star. What are you guys doing? That's not, yes, it requires a team to get there, but I'm not here to say just because you guys know we've been down that road. I'm not here to be like, I'm pushing for this. I need y'all's help. So let me see your plan, because that needs to be your nudge. But if that's my nudge and I put out that energetic match for it, it'll happen. It'll happen. And it may be motherfucking crazy. And it may be one of you guys wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I just like a boss this month, I'm diamond qualifying. And I'm like, of course you are. That's what we mean by letting it happen organically. But we want you to follow those nudges. So make sure you can hear them and you trust them and you know what to do to follow them. you take action on them. Because I know for me, as my human design, I didn't listen to them. I was like, oh, that's just some excitement. You know, that's just like I'm in a good mood or whatever. But you've got to, that's when you take the action. You don't have to take the action when it doesn't feel right. Hi, Miss Ellie. Brittany, we love you. It's good to see you. We're so sorry about your grandma.
Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. What she's wearing a duck costume. Don't you wear duck costumes?
I love
It's
how
so cute.
Sheena keeps popping up in my news feed. I think she's a coach of yours, right, Laura? Or is she just a customer?
Who?
Sheena?
Katina?
Sheena.
Oh, Sheena. Sheena's a coach.
And she's like super excited and like she's been sharing stuff and like I'm feeding off of her energy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never really talked before. And she's like, oh girl, I see you in the Transform 20 page. Oh girl, you're doing it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she's super cute. She's ex-Army, and she kind of got off. She jumped in and was like really into coaching, and then jumped out of social media completely, going through personal stuff for like 5 months, and just got back on social media. And she loves Shanti, so she's so pumped for Transform 20.
I love her.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we tell you guys a couple of dates that we have coming up, just some exciting stuff. So we're actually we need to start. I think we're just start posting about this today. I need to check my notes. So we're gonna do a see, this was Franklin. I know you're just starting, but this is Franklin following a improved med. Like, hey, I saw this and I'm excited. Let's do a PMP virtual party. And we're like, okay, that sounds fun.
The 18th.
So we're going to be doing that next Tuesday, the 18th. We haven't picked the time. Do we want to say 8?
I would like to pick a new parent for my kid. Randy seems appropriate. Does Randy want a 4-year-old? She would just fit right in between the boys. It would be very convenient. I don't single parent well.
Do we want to say 8 or 9?
Do we have anyone on the West Coast?
I mean, that group's got like 203 people in it, so I have no idea.
Like, I think 9 p.m. would be better.
Okay.
9 is probably better.
Yeah.
Is that okay with everybody?
Having a cocktail. You should try and get your kid to sleep if you live on the East Coast.
What? I'm sorry, I missed what 9 p.m. is.
It's like a fun, just unwind cocktail party in Priority Me Project, but on Zoom. So like this, but
I'm gonna post
asking
it tomorrow. I've been parenting a sick kid.
We're gonna start posting tomorrow. I think tomorrow is fine. That would make for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks. That's plenty. So we'll start posting tomorrow a skinny cocktail every day. So if anybody has any ideas, if you could post it in the team page, that would be great. And then Laura Franklin will do her magic and make a beautiful image with the recipe on it. And that way, just like, I mean, granted, a beautiful image is super fun. And it gives people some ideas to have a fun cocktail. And maybe they can go to Marshall's or TJ Maxx and get a fun little fancy wine glass and hang out with us on Tuesday.
You can't Amazon Prime those.
I was just going to say, my fun cocktail idea is going to be showing a wine glass, and I'm going to like hot glue some like garland around my glass.
I love it.
And pour some wine in.
I think I'm going to go buy some pomegranates or some cranberries and some rosemary just to put in my motherfucking drink because it looks bougie AF.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get some cranberries and pomegranates and rosemary, and I'm going to try some of the recipes this weekend. There's a couple from the Fix8.
Ooh, that's a good idea. A little trial this weekend. We can just booze it up. I love that idea.
We can booze it up live on Facebook. What? Laura Ogle, you can catch us live for once. It's a train wreck. It's so good.
My daughter said they just came out with a cranberry Sprite because all the kids at school now like to say a one-liner. So she gets in the car today and she's like, you want a Sprite cranberry? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, they'll just come up at school and be like, you want a Sprite cranberry? And I'm like, wait a second, is there really a Sprite cranberry?
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
a Sprite
Yeah,
Zero
I had it
cranberry.
at
It's a holiday flavor every year.
I
Yeah.
had it at Thanksgiving. It's amazing.
Is there Sprite Zero cranberry though?
Yeah.
What I just said.
Throw some vodka in there. It's to die for.
Ellie,
Some wine. Yeah.
go away with this.
And then January 3rd, as Laura Ogle said, we're having a webinar. So if you're feeling like that's exciting to recruit, if you want to make a couple posts about it, starting now, get some vibes around it. If you have some people that you know would be great and you just haven't felt like recruiting, you have an opportunity if that's something that you feel aligned with. And then what was the third thing? Oh, we're going to start a Flash Fitness Friday. We decided that we love the curated post in PMP, but maybe going deep every day is a little bit much for some people that aren't quite as deep as we are. And so we're going to alternate our deep days with just a silly, sweaty selfie post like our old school ones. And we're going to do a Flash Friday challenge. So for example, I think Laura had a whole bunch yesterday, like go do a 2-minute wall sit and come back and take a selfie or some shit like that. And then at the end of the month, everybody who checked in on those days will like do a fun little prize or something. So just to kind of,
So how we posted it before, and this is totally off the cuff, Kelly and Laura could tell me, no, we're not doing that, is you got 1 entry for every time you came back and commented that you did it, and 2 if you did it and shared it on social media.
I like that.
Yeah.
And we did, actually we did a weekly drawing for a Shakeology flavor you don't have. So, because we all did the multi-flavor packs at that time, but I think we should just do a monthly.
Because then we could make it like a big, like we could even do like a first, second, and like we could do like a first and second prize and make it more substantial. I honestly, I have your Ulta gift card on my desk that I owed you from like October. I'm so bad about mailing.
Me?
No, Brittany, I mailed you yours.
You mailed mine. It said Brittany's name, but it had my address, so I spent it.
No, I have Brittany's in my desk.
I love that you spent it.
No, I won one too.
Yeah, I owed her one too.
Lindsay, do you have Amazon Prime?
Here it is. Brittany, see, this is yours.
Can you Facebook, can you send me a message with the email attached to your Amazon Prime? Because I sent it to your email and Amazon just kicked it back to me. I've been trying to give Lindsay $25 on Amazon since August. It's been returned to me in the mail 3 times. It's not funny at this point. Then I tried to send it on Amazon Prime and it's like, this email's not in our system, but it took them 6 weeks.
Well, because the thing is I'm notorious for canceling it right before the 30 days is up and then re-upping it like 2 weeks later. I order something else on there and they're like, hey, you want to do a free trial of Amazon Prime for 30 days? And I'll be like, yeah. So I do that for another 30 days.
Save $120. Stop gaming the system because now your $25 keeps coming back to me.
Well, it's open and available right now. So
Okay. Send me your email address.
okay.
I love you guys. Yeah, and next Thursday we won't have our regular team call, so show up and some festive antler ears. I have a couple light up ones on my dining room table. Becca, if you need one, I have 2. Glass of wine, and we're gonna open our presents.
I'm just gonna wear red sequin pasties if that's okay.
Perfect.
I love
Always okay.
Perfect.
I'm way too cold natured for that, but it was
Well,
funny.
you know what, Jen? Can I have pasties on those?
Yeah.
Oh my God. There was something else I wanted to say. Gosh darn it. Oh, has anybody gotten their PMP gear yet? I got a email that mine shipped, but has anybody gotten it? I'm like eagerly awaiting it so I can blast that shit all over social and be like, there may be lots of challenge groups, but they don't have mother fucking sweatshirts. So
I
you
don't
want
have
to
cropped. I tried to hold out to wear my high-waisted black leggings until my green cropped hoodie came.
like you just weren't gonna wear them.
I was trying to hold out. Like I don't want to wear them dirty the day my sweatshirt comes.
Watch them.
Okay, Susan.
Who's going to their Super Saturday?
We have to work.
Oh, I know.
But we have game night that night.
I know we do. We do.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah? It's gonna
Maybe.
be fun.
When is it?
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that. It's kind of like a double date thing, but I mean, I'm sure you can fifth wheel it.
No, it's like seventh wheel. There's 6 of us.
We do game night with the Winklers and the Ravies. and Sterling
Just sit this Super Saturday out.
and Sterling's hosting, so we're going to Alexandria. Yeah.
And we cannot cancel because we've already canceled on Sterling one.
Because we've already reneged like twice.
He's bougie AF. That's gonna be nice. I'm seventh wheeling it.
Totally.
Can we stop recording?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I kind of thought you were not recording when I was talking about